We saw how geography trapped Americans in Canada. But what if geography could let you get away with the ultimate crime? Welcome to the only place in America where the law officially doesn't exist. Deep inside Yellowstone National Park, there is a specific stretch of land roughly 50 miles wide where the United States Constitution accidentally creates a perfect legal black hole. This isn't a conspiracy theory. This isn't a loophole buried in fine print. This is a documented, verified flaw that legal scholars have screamed about for over 20 years. The federal government knows about it. Congress knows about it. And yet, as of today, nothing has been done. The loophole remains open, sitting there, waiting. Yellowstone spans 3 states, Wyoming, Montana, and Idaho. Most of it operates under normal federal jurisdiction, but the Idaho sliver, that's where the nightmare begins. To understand the legal crisis, you need the Sixth Amendment, ratified in 1791 when the Founding Fathers were trying to prevent tyranny from ever taking root in the new nation. The Sixth Amendment guarantees every accused American the right to a speedy public trial by an impartial jury. But that guarantee carries a critical geographic condition baked into its text. The jury must be drawn from the state and district where the crime was committed. Both conditions must be satisfied simultaneously, state and district, at exactly the same time. All crimes inside Yellowstone fall under the federal district of Wyoming. So if you commit a crime in the Idaho section, your trial is held in Wyoming. That part makes sense. But here is where the Constitution begins eating itself. Your jury must also come from Idaho because that's the actual state where the crime physically occurred. Both requirements are non-negotiable. If you believe the U.S. government needs to fix this loophole immediately, hit that like button right now so more people see this warning. The catastrophic problem: the Idaho portion of Yellowstone has a permanent residential population of exactly 0. 0 people live there, 0 citizens, 0 potential jurors available. Without a valid jury, you cannot have a valid trial. Without a valid trial, any conviction is immediately unconstitutional. A competent defense attorney would file for dismissal before a single witness testified. This means inside that 50-mile Idaho strip, a person could theoretically commit any federal crime, including the most serious crimes imaginable, and walk away completely, constitutionally free. Enter Professor Brian Kalt. In 2005, this Michigan State law professor was researching constitutional quirks when he stumbled onto something that made his stomach drop completely. He mapped it carefully, cross-referenced federal statutes, constitutional requirements, and census data for the Idaho portion of Yellowstone. The math was undeniable. He named it the Zone of Death. Kalt did the responsible thing. He sent advance copies of his findings directly to Congress before publishing, giving them the roadmap and the solution on a silver platter. The fix was simple: redraw the federal judicial district boundary to include Idaho residents in the jury pool. 1 paragraph of legislation, 1 afternoon, 1 signature, done permanently. Congress did nothing. The issue was acknowledged, filed somewhere deep in the machinery of American government, and then quietly, deliberately forgotten about by everyone involved. Kalt published in the Georgetown Law Journal. Legal scholars debated it. Media briefly covered it. Then the news cycle moved on, and the Zone of Death remained exactly as broken as before. For years, it was mostly academic. Then in 2005, a man named Michael Belderain was caught poaching an elk inside Yellowstone. His defense attorney had apparently read Kalt's paper closely. The attorney argued Belderain had been caught inside the Zone of Death, making a valid constitutional trial legally impossible. The federal prosecutor suddenly faced an argument that could collapse the entire case. The judge ultimately ruled against the Zone of Death defense, but legal scholars widely noted the reasoning was shaky and narrow. The loophole was not sealed. The time bomb kept ticking. Belderain involved a minor federal crime. Legal experts noted the loophole becomes dramatically more powerful in serious criminal cases with a skilled, well-prepared, constitutionally fluent defense attorney. I want to hear from you in the comments. Would you ever dare to hike in a place where no police or court can protect you? Let me know below. Kalt himself has written explicitly, a careful, premeditated crime committed in precisely the right location could result in absolutely no punishment whatsoever under existing United States constitutional law. Think about what that means. Someone could study the paper, learn the exact GPS boundaries, Plan a crime specifically to exploit the black hole, deliberately, methodically, and with full constitutional protection waiting. Now consider hiking inside the zone today. No towns, no permanent residents, no local sheriff. Emergency response measured in hours. Cell service non-existent across most of the area you're walking through. The irony is savage. Yellowstone is one of America's most regulated places on the surface. Strict rules govern everything you touch. Yet underneath, the mechanism that makes criminal law enforceable is quietly broken. Congress has had over 20 years to address this. Multiple law review articles written, multiple news cycles. The fix remains unmade, and millions of tourists visit annually with absolutely no idea. Professor Kalt has watched this for 2 decades with dark patience. A legal scholar observing a known structural failure remains stubbornly, inexplicably unfixed year after year, administration after administration. He has noted the cruelest twist. The zone doesn't just protect criminals, it potentially abandons victims. A place where rights designed to protect the innocent accidentally protect only the guilty instead. We are uncovering every forbidden corner of the world. Don't get left behind. Subscribe to join our investigative journey. So here is where we stand. A 50-square-mile patch of America's most famous national park remains a constitutional black hole. Documented, verified, reported, and deliberately unresolved for 20 years. The next time you see photographs of Yellowstone's geysers and bison, remember that somewhere in that beauty, a legal void sits patiently in the wilderness, waiting for someone willing to use it. That person hasn't emerged publicly yet, but the zone of death doesn't care about your timeline. It has been there since 1791. It will still be there tomorrow, and Congress will likely do nothing.